Hello everybody and welcome back to the Gaming Power-Ups. Today's video we're going to be talking about, Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy for the PS4. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright everybody, so yes, today's video game we're going to be talking about Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy. It's the first 3 games in the Crash Bandicoot series. They're all full HD remakes of the original games. They've stripped the game down to its core and then put it back together again. So I've put a little video together, just the first 15 minutes-ish of me playing the game. I'm going to kind of take a look at, I know there's been a lot of issues and a lot of people have made comments on the jumping mechanics, so we'll see a little bit of my frustration as well with it. It does feel a little bit different when you're trying to make those jumps, and there was always, a challenge with the camera floating behind Crash when you're going up to certain points and you can't really see the gap that's in front of you, or maybe you misjudge how far the gap jump is. So we'll take a look at that. Visually, the game is stunning. It is amazing. It's interesting. Like, that's kind of like how I saw it when I first played Crash Bandicoot. I mean, obviously it was a lot different because it was for PlayStation 1, but when I first played it, like, to a child's eyes, like, that Crash was super sexy polygons, and it was, you fell in love with the game. I fell in love with the character. He was just, zany. He was, comedic, even though he didn't really talk, just with his gestures. I fell in love with the franchise since then, and playing through the first 3 games again on the PS4 was just a floodgate of memories coming back in of of a lot of challenging gameplay, timing jumps just right, with no health bar either. The only thing you got were your Aku masks, and if you lost it, you only, it was a one-shot hit kill, and then you start the game, the level over again, or you start off where your checkpoint box was. So we'll take a look at it, see some of my frustrations with it, see some of my joy with it. Overall, I highly recommend the game. Anybody who's a fan of the series growing up, anybody looking at and getting into it now, maybe playing the PS1s are a little bit dated now in comparison to playing the PS4. As well, the jump mechanic is different. It's been verified that the creators, when they went back into it, they took the jumping mechanics from the 3rd one and then just copied and pasted it to the other 2. So certain things are just a little bit off, especially when it comes to jumping. For the most part, everything else feels the same. Level layout, it's amazing. It's you close your eyes and you see the PS1, you open it up, you're like, whoa. It's like not wearing glasses and then putting glasses on. It's just so much clearer, and it's the amount of detail they went into it. They did a fantastic job with the game. So without further ado, we'll jump into the clip here and we'll take a look at some gameplay from the Insane Trilogy from the first game. So let's get into it.
Alright guys, so we're going to take a look here at the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. It's a pretty cool little opening here. Of course, you have to accept the license and privacy policy. If you don't, you can't play it. So you've got the first game here, you've got your second game here, first game, second game, third game, second game, first game. We're on to the first game. So, one thing I noticed that the load screens on here don't seem to take as long. I guess the first one does because it's loading a cutscene, but in between levels it seems to be pretty quick in between the 2. I did notice a difference when I was playing the Spyro Reignited trilogy that they put out as well. The load times seem to be quite long. They feel like they're PS1 load times, and I'm not sure what happened there, but just a little interesting fun fact.
We are closer than ever before.
Okay, so we're going to get here into the very first level, which looks so much different. If you the last time you played this was on PlayStation 1. Looks really, really, really good. So, pause menu here. Here's the beginning of the first level. So, I forgot the first shot here is that you got to jump on those crates to actually get the mangoes. It's not, don't just spin into them because you don't get anything. Excuse me, Mr. Crab. So there's our Aku mask, me trying to get acquainted with the jump again. And you'll see later in this level I had a little bit of difficulty with 2 of the jumps. I swear I was close enough, but you gotta be like right on the edge pretty much to make one of the jumps. I don't remember it being, maybe it was like that when I was younger and I just don't remember doing it now, but definitely it felt like it wasn't as forgiving. Like there was no way that you're getting around not making a perfect jump every time. So the Aku Aku masks, the Guruga that Sane makes in the background, every one of those gains you a life. When you get 2 of them, it changes the feathers on the top, it starts to glow. Now you'll see a 3rd one, you become invincible. So for a short period of time, I want to say it's like 10 seconds or so. We can't see because I fell down the first hole there, so already off to a bad start. So we'll try this jump again. Thought about it there. I was like, all right, I got it. And then, no, see you later. I missed that one. So you'll see my feet weren't right against the edge, and that definitely seems to be the issue with it, is you need to be really right close to the edge before you make that jump. And I didn't do it again, so we're going to try that again. Again, like I just, I know there was a lot of guys that had issues with Stormy Ascent. And there's also a bridge level in particular. I can't remember the name of it, but I know there's a lot of even fellow YouTubers that were talking about it. They had issues with the jump, just like they just couldn't get it down. And it's one of those things. I don't think it's one of those like make or break the game. I think the game is still enjoyable, but just knowing that you really got to focus on the jumps that you're making and not just barrel right into it. 'Cause it's definitely not like again right there. So it's not, like your typical Mario game or your Sonic. A lot of those old platformers, interestingly enough, that they were a bit more forgiving when you would take jumps onto platforms. Yeah, for 1 frame, a lot of those games, I know Sonic in particular, and Mario, that there was 1 frame of like an invisible little platform that your feet would land underneath, so you would make that jump. So as frustrating as it was, and you're like, oh, I'm never gonna make that jump. And a lot of times you're like, how did I make that jump? It's because there was a 1 frame, you blink and you miss it kind of thing. You wouldn't really notice it unless you slow down the video. That you would see that, wait a minute, you can see that, Sonic's foot's halfway off the ledge, but he still made the jump. Definitely not as forgiving in here, but nevertheless still fun. Just the music itself brings me back. This is a lot of hours I played into Crash Bandicoot, and just I love the game. It holds a special place in my heart. That Stormy Ascent up there. Interestingly enough, with Stormy Ascent is, and there's also one other one that came on the game that I got, was that they were actually DLC levels, and I'm unsure if they charged you originally to play those levels, but I know I found them on the PSN network for free, and so I had to download them because, again, I was like, oh no, I'll get this game eventually, so I'll hold on to these levels for now because they'll just stay in my, just stay on my PlayStation. But then, sure enough, when I got this version of the game, it already had them on there, which was pretty cool. And yet again, I've failed to make another jump. I can laugh at it now, but I was definitely like, what am I doing wrong? Just really watching myself play the game again. It's just, you can see that, feet again are not really close to the edge, which is the make or break for that jump. Like, you almost feel like you're gonna fall down the gap by how close, like, at least for me, that's what it felt like. It felt like I was gonna fall down the gap. And then it was like, oh, no, okay, I got it. And now, if you do just press X, it will give you, just like a short jump. And if you hold X, that's how he kind of gets his little forward flip there. So every one of those little pieces there that you pick up with the girl's face on it, forgive me because I can't remember her name right now, but you get 3 of those and you open up your bonus level. So that's when you go in and you can get extra lives, and you smash more crates, find more mangoes. And they're in almost every level, except the very first level, so you need the 3rd one. There you go. And we'll just jump on there, and you'll get to go to the bonus level. So again, you can fall off front or back, so it's not like it prevents you from that. Just gotta be careful when you're going through the, when you're walking over the crates. Okay, there you go. And then, oh, she's gone. Guess we'll try again to find her. I love the knockoff piranha plants that they have in the game. Even my kids were watching me record this footage, and they're like, "Daddy, it's a Mario plant." And I was like, close, very close. So when you jump on these crates, you'll see that if you hold X, you'll bounce higher. So this is like the first level that really tests your vertical jumping, as opposed to just your forward jumping. Just got these turtles out of the way and piranha plants, and it really feels like Mario. It's funny. Yeah, I can't jump over there, but you gotta be careful, because if you don't make that jump perfectly, you'll get squashed. And then, you know, just in case you have the Aku Aku mask, you lose that. If not, you lose the round, or lose the game. So those logs, you spin jump, and then just jump over them. They stay for, 6 seconds or whatever, 10 seconds, and then they flip back. So there are levels that have more of them, see it's already switched back, and then it's more difficult because you'll have to do that, jump to another platform, spin another one of those, and if you fall down just like I did, you end up having to keep spinning those and keep getting stuck. That's just all about the timing, and then just knowing when to do a small jump or a big jump. A lot of the game is just knowing where you need to jump. Knowing when to jump, and not just barreling in through the level, because that won't help you in this game. I mean, you can be lucky and make a lot of those jumps, but a lot of times you're gonna die a few times and be like, oh, okay, now it's there, and then the muscle memory starts to grow. Like this guy here with his shield. It's like, just let me through, man. Just want to get through. See you later. Tricky here because you fall back, plus that thing shoots up, plus the fire, plus that thing comes down, that one comes down. Alright, bonus number 2. Gets a little trickier because they got the TNT underneath there. So you got 3 seconds to get away with it before she blows. So you can see how Crash, I adjusted myself there because Crash, his feet were like halfway off the thing. Again, when you get all the crates, you'll be able to jump on the that little circle there that was translucent. So guys, that's my my little video with some comments on the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Definitely a really fun game. Definitely give it a chance. Again, it is a little bit frustrating. Again, I can't speak enough to the jumping, you know, especially for veteran players who've played it before, because it just doesn't feel the same. But once you get into it and you get used to, like, you know, making sure your jumps are accurate when you're doing it, it's a lot of fun. Like, it's just, you know, they just sometimes don't make games like this anymore. You know, where it's just fun, you know, and it doesn't matter how many times you die, you jump and miss the gap. You know, it's just fun. It's a fun game, fun story, fun characters, you know, and that's what video gaming is all about. So we'll jump back into the video and see you there, guys.
All right, guys. So hope everybody enjoyed the clip there. My again, first impressions, first 15-minute gameplay of Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Again, I couldn't recommend it anymore. I enjoyed it. I hope to get through all 3 of the games again, just to bring back all that nostalgia and bring back all those great memories again. But it may take me a little bit longer because some of those jumps are quite frustrating, and you know. When you're a kid, you wanted to huck the controller and you're like, ah, and then, you know, it would still work. I fear if I threw a controller as a grown adult that I would smash it, and then I'd have to buy another one, and then trying to explain to my wife that, no, babe, I swear it just fell out of my hands. I don't know how it broke. I swear I didn't throw it against the wall out of frustration. Guys, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the content, like it, hit that subscribe button, ping that notification bell so you know when a new video drops. And don't forget, guys, game on. But wait, there's more of the old... These are my eyeballs.